Yeah, dude.
There it is.
I'll get a suggestion and we'll go. I'll tell you what I'll give you the number. So I'll tell you how many suggestions we got. You pick a number and then it corresponds. I'll say what it is. And then we just go in about 10 minutes in, I'll look for an out.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about how you got into improv. We'll talk about anything you want to share. I definitely want to go over the thing you're doing with Michael and talk about that and how great that is. And then, and then that's about it. I don't do any real hardcore like deconstruction of the scene unless I'm more like, let's figure out.
What did you mean by that?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no.
When the suggestion came, okay, whatever. It was just fun. I try not to think about it too much. Pick a number between 1 and 95.
Oh, I want to do a dirty number like 8.
Then we're doing 8. 1, 2, 3.
Isn't that you ever do an 8?
Dude, I don't think we've ever done an 8. 17 pops up a bunch.
Really?
Yeah, 17. People, if it gets to be a big number, sometimes people want to go like right in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes, so every now and then I get someone who says 1, and every now and then I get somebody who does the end.
Yeah.
17 has been by far a huge number. I don't know why.
Can I tell you, I saw it online today and it's like, I should put my own suggestion in. I should do it and then call my number. And it's like, don't do that, Billy. Don't do that. Don't do it. Has anybody ever done that?
I don't think anybody's done that, but there has been sometimes somebody said something like, it was like, way to go, Mark, or something. And I count the comments as suggestions and that got chosen. It was like, the suggestion is, way to go, Billy Merritt.
Yeah. I have a sassy butler I want to do. Let's do them right there. Okay.
Well, let's see if it comes up for the suggestion of adaptation. Adaptation is from Anki, our friend she's in Germany, but Croatian. And she gave suggestion to us, adaptation. Thanks, Anki.
Awesome. I gotta say, I read your script.
Okay. Can I close the door? Can I close the door?
No.
Okay, good. Because I want everyone to hear this.
Yeah. I gotta say, I did not know where that came from. I did not know that you had that in you.
Thank you. That's a huge compliment coming from you.
Yeah. I mean, the storylines, whether Gail's going to fall in love or not. What is Gail and Dale? First of all, I love that those names rhyme.
It's a rhyming thing, and I wrote Gail, and then I was writing Gail again, and I actually hit the D on the keyboard, and I was like, and I'll tell you, for 3 days I thought, I don't know if this is going to work, and then once I fully committed to it, it wrote itself.
Wow, yeah, that's so fascinating to see how the sausage is made. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, this is just a technical manual.
Okay, should I close the door?
No, keep it open. Keep it open.
Yeah, it's a technical manual. Yeah. It's a story. It's a story. Data it tells a story.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. Absolutely. Data does tell a story, and a good technical manual has a joke or two there or some sort of personal connection.
Yeah.
But it's almost as if you just drop the entire technical part.
They're buying a washer dryer.
Yes.
They know what I mean. I think personally, and let me throw something at you.
All right.
You buy a washer dryer. Mm-hmm. When you open it up, are you, after every sentence, are you like, what did I purchase? And then it's like this dryer and you go, oh, okay, thanks for reminding me. Or do you just go, it's too much, I'm going to figure it out on my own? And ignore the fact that you read my manual. Just.
Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from. And I love the human aspect of it. I really do. And, but there are some things people want to know, like how to install it. We do have a lot of buttons and, what are they called? This is what a technical manual is for, is what are those things called? Doodads,
Well, what they're called, I mean, you're talking about the buttons and the knobs that
Yes,
turn
yes.
and the temperature sensor.
Yes, yes,
And-
yes, yes.
But when I say that to you
Yeah.
right now,
Okay.
your eyes were like this. Does not compute, does not compute.
Okay.
The year was 1974. Gail sat alone in her room wondering, am I ever going to be used? Is anyone ever going to tweak my nose or grab my ears? Are they going to push in the sides of my mouth?
I'm sorry. Wait, is Gail the washer?
Gail's the washing machine. Dale is the dryer.
Oh,
Gail's the washing machine. And of course they fell in love. And now, see, if you weren't interested, you wouldn't have wanted to have a meeting with me. Now you're
no,
interested.
no.
This is why people are going to the website. All right. I did a whole mock-up. I sent you a PowerPoint presentation. Hey, let me pull it up here on my laptop.
Oh, you don't. Okay.
I did a whole mock-up here. Okay.
Okay. All
And
right,
if you can see right here, it's like, okay, now if you look right on the screen there, you
Okay.
see best friends just married Gail Dale, right? And if you look at the cans on the back of the car, it's actually washer and dryers, tiny
But
washer.
I love that you've renamed our washer and dryer, but they are called that. They are the TEC 1200 and 1300 series.
Right.
That might want to be just for if somebody wants to order it online or something like that. We might want to keep those names in there.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
What's Lady Gaga's name?
Oh,
What's Madonna's last name? Pele, what's his birth name?
I don't know.
Exactly. You don't say, I need to get something to blow my nose. I need a 48673. You say, I need a Kleenex.
I see what you're saying.
So how important really is the name? In fact, I'll show you how it's important it is. All right. Don't look at your screen. Look at me.
Okay.
What are the model numbers? Now you just said them. What are they?
TEC 1200 and TEC 1300.
Okay. Well, that's because that's your thing, right?
Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah. But I get what you're trying to do there.
But if it wasn't your thing, right?
Yeah. Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Why don't you close the door?
Okay. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. Yep. Hey.
There's somebody out there waiting for you, or?
Yeah, I ordered lunch. I didn't know how long this would be, and they come real fast. It's Jimmy John's. I mean, they are very quick.
Oh, they are amazingly quick.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared to eat as soon as you order because they show up right away.
And I was like, this meeting might not take. I mean, you said, hey, come in here for a sec, so I didn't know how long it was going to take, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I love the story that you're telling. I love if we could just get some of the technical, because it is a technical manual. Do you want to eat your sandwich? I'm sorry. It feels like you're thinking. I see you. Your eyes are looking at your sandwich, even though it's behind you.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When you started talking about the technical aspects.
Oh, I see. I'm gonna transfer you out of technical writing, if you don't mind.
You were gonna say tech world. I'm still in tech world, right?
Well, I want to switch you over because Westinghouse is some of the bigs. Mr. Westinghouse actually saw your manual and he likes it.
Really?
There might be something for you outside of technical manual writing, maybe in the advertising world or something like that through Westinghouse.
Wait. Donald Westinghouse the fourth saw my technical manual. You shared that with him?
Oh, yeah, we're living together.
God, I mean, I knew you were living together. I just didn't know how separated your professional lives were. And I'm honored you would share that with him. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it here at Tech World.
Yeah.
But wow.
We feel you've got a skill. It's just the skill does not work for us here. Maybe we're just not, we're not as imaginative as you need us to be. But as I said, Mr. Westinghouse really likes your imagination and wants to maybe find some room for you somewhere else.
So I guess this is it.
Well, it's not firing. We're just transferring you over to another department.
Okay. All right. I was sorry. I misunderstood the way you delivered it.
Oh, yeah.
It sounded like it was a letting me go.
Oh, I am so sorry. Yeah, I do that a lot. I am so sorry. No,
Okay.
maybe I'm transferring the fact that I'm stuck here in technical and somebody with the imagination like you gets to go over to the creative side of Westinghouse. I don't get to do that.
What stopped you? Because you are a very creative person. I see the painting. I know you painted that and put it behind you.
Yeah.
Why? What stopped you from pursuing what you're obviously very good at?
Love.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you reel in a Don Westinghouse. You don't want to let that go.
I think I'm at the point with me and Don that I mean, we have a wonderful relationship. Things are going great. It's just I can't ask him to transfer me. I mean, I'm here. You know, when I met him, I was here. I don't want to take advantage of him or whatever, you know, we have together.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
If I give you one more technical manual, could you call the items after Don and myself?
You mean it was a hot summer, the hottest summer on record. Don and John decided this would be it for them.
Yeah.
You know, a little something like that.
Wait a minute. What do you mean this would be it for them?
This would be the summer they cemented their. I'm
That's
setting
a page turner. It's a page turner. Yeah.
See how I got you there?
Yeah, you did.
You didn't want to let go. You weren't
did.
like, I understand how this works. And that's what happens a lot with these technical manuals is people go, I understand how it works.
All right. I get you. That is exciting. That's exciting. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Scene. Oh, my friend. That was so, man, that's so fun playing with you. You're always.
Yeah, you're so fun. No, you're so fun.
No, you are fun. You're like a wealth of, you are constantly in agreement and adding. You don't bring in any sort of, even if there's like conflict, it's from a place of empathy and caring. And there isn't conflict. Like, how do you find that's hard for people to use when they perform or learn? Is like, no, play from joy.
Yeah. I think it's a defense mechanism. At least that's what I teach in class because I've seen so many people do it and I know I've done it. So I only know my experience. And that is when I don't know what's going on, I like to bonk it on the head. That's why I say slapstick's the first thing you ever do in comedy.
Oh my God. Yes. That's the first thing you do as a kid.
Yeah. And it's a defense mechanism. It's that way of protecting ourselves. Also putting up a big voice or a big front. That was always one of my biggies. Like, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, then I'm Boss Tweed, and then I just hide behind whatever that is instead of just allowing yourself to be the vulnerable that you need to be,
It's funny because I don't, when I think of your style, I don't think, I know you can do that, but that the first thing that comes to mind, at least in this part of your career, for me, when I watch you or hear you, it's like, oh, I get a sense of the vulnerable. Yeah. It's evolved for you. It sounds like.
Oh yeah. Well, 20 years of fucking up really helps me find a way I want to play. And also, you know what? That's the thing. I said this years ago. Teaching means you got to back it up.
Yeah.
So if I yell at one of my students about that, then it's like, oh well, I'm doing that. So.
Oh my God, isn't that so true? I find like when I teach something, if I used to do a faculty jam at a theater I worked at, and it would be the night, like it would be right after a class. Yeah. And so I found that whatever I talked about in class, I would have to do, whether it's like object work or emotions, I would do it in that show because there would be students there. And I'm like, I got to be held accountable.
Yeah, yeah. You're always, especially in the old days at UCB, you see the students in the front row with pads and paper
Oh no.
looking at you and writing. It's like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, oh, because I was a teacher and I told them to do it just to fuck with the other people.
What made you start? Like, how did you get into improv? Because you came from Florida.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't know. I started late in life. I think I got into improv probably at the beginning of my 30s, late 20s. Got into a school. I didn't think I could do theater because I was not a dumb jock, but I was not a good jock. Let's put it that way in high school. So I thought I could play football. I could not. I would not. So I kind of like flopped around a little bit, became in restaurants, restaurant manager, all that stuff. And I just kind of, I got to go back to school. And I always tell this story because it's so true. I was at Palm Beach State College, which was a community college at that time. And I saw a building, and I'm hungry. And I see a building and it looks like the cafeteria. And it's like, well, let's see what they got. I walk in and it's the theater.
No.
And they're painting the set for a play called Rags. Have you ever heard Rags? It's the sequel to Fiddler on the Roof that didn't do as well. Yeah. So imagine if everybody on Fiddler on the Roof came to New York. That was the musical. And they, within 3 seconds, they put a paintbrush in my hand and I was on the tech crew. And it's I thought, and I literally remember that to this day because it's an important moment where I said I could do this. I could literally get a job doing theater tech, and that's as far as I thought I could go. Like I was like looking up jobs as far as like, what do they call them? Not grips, stage hands where they're pulling the curtain. Yeah, stage something like roustabouts. So even then I grew up loving comedy. I was always the comedian kind of guy. Yeah. But I never thought of that until I met Michael Delaney. And I remember him walking across the set as we were painting it, holding a pair of socks. I don't know why I remember this. I'm looking at me and goes, "Hey, you got any weed?" And I go, "Well, yes, I do." So we got high and he started talking about Second City, SCTV. And I said, "I love that show." And I never met anybody that liked it. So we became friends. We started taking acting classes, started doing plays, but we were always talking about improv and not doing it because there was no improv in South Florida at that time. Except in Miami, there was a short form group called Mental Floss, who I thought was fantastic. This is how long ago it was. Their theater got wiped out by Hurricane Andrew. Oh my God. And now I think they became a different group. I think Laughing Matt. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So as we were doing shows and training at this theater was great. The teachers were unbelievable to us. We started doing our own improv and it was not good. It was not. I look back and I feel I need to apologize to all the people we had come see those shows. But that's when the bug started, and I really got to the point where Delaney and I were both, and we had a little troupe down there. And it's like, well, we got to get out of this town because West Palm Beach is not where you're going to grow. So the question was Chicago or New York. And we were going back and forth between the two. And it turned out we knew more people in New York. And I still considered myself an actor before I was an improviser. So I figured New York. I started taking classes at Atlantic Theater, workshops with Michael Shurtleff. And then there was a theater improv company there that we thought we'd get with called the National Improv Theater. Have you ever heard of them? Yep. NIT, not National Comedy Theater, but National Improv Theater. Yeah. So are you shaking your head because you know they're Scientologists? Yeah. Yeah. We didn't know that. We didn't know that. It's the mid 90s and we're going, these guys are great. Now, to be fair, you are a Scientologist. I mean, that's really why I have you on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about being, no, I don't even want to make fun of it. I respect everybody. Yeah. But they do still owe us money. I do know that. Well, they're trying to get their hooks into everything. And out in LA, they have auditions for Golden Era Productions is what it's called. And people go there for making industrial, basically videos they show at Scientology school. Yeah. But yeah, they are trying at all sorts of places. And that's one place. And there's a place I believe called I don't know if it's the Actors Circle, but there's another
thing they got
Yes.
to do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing where it's like they're trying different names and you go, well, it says improv. Let's go to the National Improv Theater. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Improv. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though. They're very well organized, and they taught a good class.
Of course. Now you owe them $700,000.
Yeah, well, you know, that part, they knew, I think we were with them for about a year, and they knew about 6 months in, like, these guys aren't our material. They're not Scientology material. But by that time we had a Friday show in New York and we thought things were going great and whatnot. But we were still looking for that, the Herald. Nobody was teaching the Herald like they were in Chicago.
And this was when, late 90s?
Yeah, mid to late 90s.
Yeah. So there was nothing like, I don't think UCB was there. It wasn't.
No. Yeah, this is before they were there. And we were, you know, that at that time, it's like, well, maybe we should go to Chicago, you know, because we wanted to learn this. At NIT, they were teaching a thing called the Herald, but it's more of a montage, a themed montage, if you will, whatever that means. I would call it mid-form because it's scenic, but a show would have maybe 4 pieces attached to it. It was fun. It was good. But yeah, we didn't get that Herald structure until UCB showed up and started doing workshops. And then we found people from Chicago City Limits, Gotham City Improv, all these people we didn't know existed, and we all kind of gathered at the same place.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy to think at that time in New York. It wasn't huge. Improv wasn't huge. And UCB was the thing in New York, and I think Los Angeles too, that really brought, especially long form, really pushed it forward. And all of a sudden now you had a meeting of, at that time, the early stages of UCB, the people that were there that went on to do not just things in entertainment, but things in improv. I mean, it was a huge melting pot.
People were, and we didn't know how hungry we were for that, for just structured improv, any sort of improv, like a long form improv that was a show, you know. And I loved it because there's acting involved, you know. There's that part of it, as well as just, I mean, I love short form. I started in short form, but going from presentational to representational is what excited me more than anything.
Wow, that's a good phrase. Going from presentational to representational. That's an awesome way to put it, because it's the same coin. It's different sides. One is you definitely are aware because you're engaging with the audience a ton and you're doing things very presentational. You're explaining things line, and then the other one is you're trying to represent like human behavior.
Exactly. It's like, how are you going to create empathy with the audience? Are you going to create it with them on board with you? Are you going to create it by making something so real that they just kind of lean in? And that's something I heard from some teacher a long time ago. It's like, can you bring them into your world? And that's like the challenge. Now, I would say back when I was the height of my improv nerdlery, I would poo-poo short form and presentational, like you're supposed to do, because it's the most important thing in the world.
Of course.
What you do on stage. And now
it's the right way, Billy. Mine's the right way. My improv is the right way.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand it. And now I've like come full circle to the sense of, especially like I do some corporate stuff, is like This Is Your Life, like interviewing people who've never been on stage before, getting them on stage and letting them act and react for the first time, and you see the light in their eyes. Back when we had light in our eyes, that was that kind of
long
exciting time. Yeah, before the darkness took us.
Hail darkness, hail darkness, hail darkness,
hail darkness, hail long form. You must find a game. So yeah, I've come full circle around, and now it's like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I think that comes with, like you're saying, it comes with age, it comes with experience. It comes with like, I want to fight less. I don't care. And it cracks me up that the people who call themselves improv purists, and cite like the only improv is the Herald. It's like, what's the format again? Scene, game. Game, right? Game, which and when I was going through classes back in the day at IO, it was like the games would be like replay, like that. The game would be like a short form game.
Yeah, that's how I tell people what the game and the group game is.
That's it. And so like I think you get enough experience where you just go, can we just not fight? whatever you want to do. Hey, are you entertaining people? Are you doing it better for the world? Cool. And I've come around on that from, there are periods of time where it's like, oh, that's not real improv, and short forms way, long form.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. What matters.
Remember earlier when I said, we're teching ourselves, that defense mechanism, I think that's what that is. If you're allowing yourself, comedy is vulnerability, I feel. And if you can do that, then you have to protect yourself some way. So if somebody's being vulnerable over there, it's like, yeah, but they're not this kind of vulnerable. It's
I look at my protection in improv, allowing me to be vulnerable, comes from a certain point of within, but also a certain point of who am I playing with? Yeah. And if they can help with that vulnerability and protection, to be like, no, we know we're not there to throw people under the bus or anything like that. Yeah. If that's your style, cool. That doesn't mean I have to enjoy it. Just like you don't have to enjoy my style.
Yeah.
Like, do your thing. But like at the end of the day, humans love to feel they're a part of a club.
Oh,
and
sure.
a secret club. And now it's like, I'm in a secret club in the secret club. And it's like, come on, we're all nerds. We're pretending to drink out of nothing. Like we're nerdy and a little pretentious. And the more we can go like, it's a party, let's have fun, the better off.
Yeah. I just feel maybe something, if there's anything good out of online improv, is to play with so many people and so many different styles. That it's definitely opened me up a lot more, I feel.
And for sure, and it's a way we could do it that is cheap. We don't have to like fly somewhere. And you've been doing something with Michael too, which I think is really taking advantage of the form as well, which is you do this series called May I Help You? Yeah. And it's so funny because they're very short. I love how it's laid out in style, but you can tell the level of comfort you have with each other. And it's such an enjoyable thing. I mean, these are very short. These are less than usually 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, we try to keep them at 3. Yeah, I think Delaney he says, hey, let's do improvised phone calls.
Good.
And it's will be like, you work here, or, let's work at a fish store or something like that. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So
it's just, but it's constant state of whatever your partner throws out, the other person accepts and justifies, which to me is like the whole point of doing this is to fuck with each other. Justify this. Here's the thing. That's the fun of it. And so watching you two do it, it's like watching these two masters have fun with each other out of a sense of love and respect too. I just think it's great.
Wow. You put it better than I could. It is. To me, he and I discovered improv together, so the journey has come around, and now we're like, like he's in New York, I'm in LA. He's an old grumpy Gus, and I'm a wonderful human being because I'm in LA, just nailing it every day here.
Every day you're crushing it.
Yes, every day. But we still have that connection with each other, that brotherly love or whatever that is. And I was telling you earlier, I was listening to one, and what I love about Delaney is he is just constantly, all his improv is always an idiot's journey. It makes me think of Confederacy of Dunces in a sense of a lot of his characters just think he knows exactly what he's talking about, but he's just right over his head. And it's beautiful. I love his work.
I love that confident idiot. Like to me, that thing of just like that bravado and that bluster, and he knows the joke's on him too. Like he's not doing it out of a sense of being afraid or protection. He's like, no, this is a choice I'm making. Pile on. And that's what I love about that. And playing, I think in improv, especially playing oblivious is such an underused skill, man.
Yeah. I love doing. Now you got me all excited. We're going to do some more. I think I'm calling him today, so I'll do some. We imagine, even though I doubt we'd ever film it, that we're just two people sitting in a tiki bar looking at each other, drinking those giant drinks and just calling each other on the phone. I don't know why that helps me, but I think that's where the music comes from. It's like we're just wearing linen suits somewhere in Florida, calling each other, going, hey, can I help you? And just seeing where it goes.
It's the music and the graphics too. The graphics have that vibe about it as well. And it's like, oh my, and you think about tiki bars, it's like nobody ever goes, that's a terrible experience unless you got too wasted. But like tiki bars are like, what a fun time. And that I think encapsulates it so much, man.
Yeah, I feel our scenes are drunk, and it's that Tiki bar drunk. By the way, I want to give there's a site on Facebook. This is a Facebooky thing, right? Can I put it? Yeah, it's on May I Help You There. But the graphics were designed by Dinah Mo, who does all sorts of stuff. I highly recommend her for your podcast or any sort of visual. And our sound producer guy, BJ Schwartz, he's the one that ties the whole thing together. It is great to have someone who knows the buttons, but can also hear what we're trying to do and kind of put it together. They're
the two other improvisers.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And it's like musicians at an improv show. It's like they are so important to it and they never get the recognition.
Yeah, we talk about lighting, guys, how important the lighting person is. If you can get somebody, a tech person who can pull the lights up and down and kind of play with you, it's amazing. I regret all the times I yelled at my lighting people.
It's so hard though. I've pulled lights for other people's group.
Yeah.
And even today, if you asked me to pull lights, that would be the most nervous I would get on an improv stage. I'd be like, I can't do it, man. I don't know your style. I don't know the out. Like, don't put that pressure on me to pull your lights.
Do you know Zach Woods?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He used to do the lights for the Swarm show when he was coming up through the system, and he's always a nervous kid, but he was a nervous kid with the lights, and he always wanted to pull the lights at the best time. And like for about a month, he kept pulling the lights as soon as I said something really horrible. And I yelled at him once because it was, well, it looks like I'm going to have a shit baby lights. What the fuck? And I took him aside. It's like, Zach, you can't leave. You can't have them walk out of there with me thinking that's the last thing I said to them. Please.
He goes, okay. And you're like, look, Zach, you're better off in front. Don't go. Get out of the tech stuff, dude.
Yeah. You know what? Improv would be good for you. Not tech work.
Where can people, if they want to follow you, connect what you're doing? You teach a ton. You do.
Yeah.
What's the best way for them to do that?
I would say Twitter or Facebook. Billy Merritt. I don't have a page. I got to find a guy or a gal to help me put up a web page. I'm going to get one. It's coming. But yeah, Billy Merritt Facebook or Billy Merritt Twitter. I always put all my stuff up on there if I'm teaching, or I have a podcast called What's Your Favorite? Where I ask, you know what? It started, I know we're out of time, but it started with a group that I was coaching. One of the first groups I've coached them for a year now since the pandemic, and they've never met, and they're from all over the world. And I just found each of them fascinating outside of improv. So I just kept asking them, well, besides this, what's your favorite thing to do? Like one guy's a huge angler or fisherman. The other person is loves Pokemon. Of course they do. Of course they do. It's improv.
Of course.
My favorite was this woman who she's assistant director for the Metropolitan Opera. You know what her favorite thing is? Target. And it's like, I can't do an hour podcast on Target. Apparently you can. It is an amazing world. I can't wait to go back to Target.
Dude, it's called the $100 store because you never leave with less than $100. You buy always.
Exactly.
What a great thing too to be like, what's your thing? And then that passion that comes out, especially out of the things like Target, where you're like, there's no way we can get an hour. And it's like, no, we can get a 6-part series on Target.
Oh, absolutely. She came from Louisiana. She told me that her little small town had a Walmart. Nobody went to the Walmart. Then the neighboring county, they got a Target, and everybody gravitated. It's like, how do I not know any of this?
Oh my God. Yeah, we go to the Target 2 towns over.
Yeah, much better than the Walmart we got. It's like, really? Because I come from the school where Walmart was classy. I need to reevaluate.
The Walmart Target battles have gone. Well, my friend, whether it's in person, live, whatever, I can't wait to play with you again. Thanks for taking time out, buddy. Great seeing you.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks for having me. This has been a blast.
All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.
All right, bye.